In an earlier video, a couple astute viewers pointed out that if I mount a compass that looks like this, that is not a ball compass, then unless my kayak is absolutely level, it's not going to read accurately. So I've got the fix, and it's actually pretty cool. Stay tuned. So I agree. This, while it'll work when you're level, won't work all the time. So what I did is I went out and I just dredged through Amazon to try and find the right kind of ball compass. They've got 1,000 of them out there that are intended to be stuck on, with a suction. But that's not going to work on a kayak. You get a hot day and they're going to pop right off. Well, I finally found this one right here, which is very inexpensive, and I was able to disassemble it, and I'll show you here in a minute, to be able to create a situation where this can fit in my utility track and be absolutely flat. So let's go look at that. When you get this thing, it's going to look like this. I've taken it apart a little bit. There's a screw down here that you take off, and that gets this part off, because this part is made if you want to have it stand up. Now, you could do that. You could mount it to your kayak like that, but to me, it's easier if you mount it flush. And then what I do is I took one of these T-bolts, I cut it off to be able to fit in this area right here, and basically I created one of my gear track heads where you run the T-bolt through, put a locking nut in there, and then fill this with epoxy. Now, before the epoxy dries, you need to stick this back in. You can see that it fits inside this a little bit, and get it nice and tight down in there, and then put this ring back on the top. Now I'm going to leave that off for now because I've got the indent down there, and I'll be able to get this out later. Then when you're ready, you just unscrew the T-bolt after this dries, and you can mount this to a utility track on your kayak. Now what I recommend when you mount it is you use the red lines to be parallel to your seat, because that way you know which way it's pointing. Now this arrow says south right here, but I'm facing south. So you got to get used to the fact that this is a little bit reversed from what you would expect. Here's the compass on my iPhone, and you can see that it is normal, and it is showing the direction I am moving on the side away from me, not the side closest to me. So you have to get used to that. And that's what it's going to look like sitting on your kayak. I think that's pretty cool. Before you reassemble everything, be sure you put this part on first, because otherwise you won't be able to line up the red line parallel to your kayak. So I honk that down good, and now I can put this on to where it's all lined up parallel to the direction of my boat, and then I can pop the ring back on the top here, and now I'm good to go. Yep, I'm pointed northeast. There you go. A ball compass that's going to work and tell you where you are no matter where you go. Just be sure you have this little red line lined up on your seat, because that's what you're going to look at to tell you where the compass is pointing. And in this case, yep, I'm pointing south right now. Thank you again for those astute comments. This is a much better solution, and I'm going to take down that other video right away. Comments? Throw them in the bottom. Throw them in the bottom. Thanks.